In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a poll using Gravity Forms so you can collect the opinions of your followers or just visitors to your website and use that data however you want to use it. And we're getting started right now. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Bjorn from WPLearningLab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your clients, and for your business. If it's your first time here, hit subscribe, then hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. With that out of the way, let's head to the screen capture and create a poll using Gravity Forms. I'll see you there. Creating polls with Gravity Forms is really quite easy, but we have to have first Gravity Forms installed and second the polls add-on installed. If you don't have Gravity Forms installed yet, I've got a video in this playlist to help you do that right at the beginning. And the polls add-on comes with the developer license. So if we head over to the list of what's available with each license, the developer license is this first column here. And the polls are right down here. You see the check only under developer license. So you have to have that in order for this to work. And if you have those two things, then we can add the polls add-on. So if we head over to forms and then click on add-ons, I'm just going to find the polls add-on from the list. It's right near the bottom. Click on install now, or just install actually. Then click on activate plugin. And now we have our polls add-on activated. And what happens is inside of a new form, or any form now actually, I'm just going to call this form poll, we have a poll option to add to things. So we have our blank form on the left here. Under the advanced fields, we now have a poll button. If we drag and drop this over or just click on it to add it, we have a simple poll pre-filled right here. For the poll question, you add whatever you want. How are you? And good, great, super for the choices. And that is essentially that's a poll right there. And you could have this living in the sidebar of your website or anywhere really. But you have the poll like this, super simple to create if you want to create a really basic one. You also have the option of using drop downs or checkboxes. The benefit of drop downs is they take less space. The benefit of checkboxes, they can choose more than one. The benefit of radio buttons is they can see all the choices at one glance and they can only choose one. So depending on how much space you have, or if you have more than one choice you want to be able to let them select, you pick the appropriate choice for the poll type. You also have the option of choosing other, or not choosing other. They can choose other and then they have to enter in the field. So they have a little text field that's added. They can choose other if they want to. And then you can randomize the order of the choices, which is usually pretty good for polls because there's almost always a bias to the first choice because we see that one first. And you can require it or not require it. You can add more choices by clicking the little plus icon. You can add as many as you want. Click the minus to remove them. If you want to reorder these, if you have them randomized, it doesn't really matter. But if you're not randomized, you can reorder them by dragging and dropping after you click on these up and down arrows. And then we click on update, because that's basically the basic functionality of a poll. What we didn't cover was the appearance tab. There isn't that much going on. You can have the description placement above and below the inputs. You can have a custom validation message, meaning if they don't fill this out, if it's required, you can say, please choose a poll option. There is a message that the plugin generates already, so you can add a custom one here if you want to. A CSS class to style it even further if you want to. The advanced tab. The admin field label, this is just for the back end of WordPress. It's almost never used. The visibility, visible, hidden, administrative. I'm not sure why you choose hidden for a poll because then nobody can see it. The administrative choice means only website admins can see it, and visible means anybody can see it. You can dynamically populate fields if you wanted to from parameters in a URL. I'm not going to choose that here. Conditional logic cannot be done on polls, so this option is grayed out. So if we're all happy with our setup, we click on update. We're going to add this to a page. So if we click on or hover over pages, click on add new, it's going to call this poll. And we click on inside the editor here, click on add form, choose our poll. I always turn off the title and the description, and I click on insert, then publish. And then I open this page to see the poll. And here it is. It's randomized. So the other option appears number 2, which is kind of weird. If you don't want that to happen, either don't randomize it or don't have the other option. But if you do have other, you can have people write text in here to enter a choice that you didn't provide. And then you click on submit. You see the review results link here, which we'll look at in just a second. We click on submit, and then it shows us the results. You can also click on view results if you want to view them without actually submitting, and that's an option you can turn on or off. And this message here is not very specific to the polls. So if we head back to our editor and then go to settings and then confirmations, we see this is the message that was shown there. Click on edit under default confirmation, and we can change this to whatever we want. Thank you for taking our poll. You can also redirect to a different page on your site. If you have a specific poll taking thank you page, you can even pass parameters so you can customize that page. You can redirect to an external page off your website and then also pass parameters to those. I'm just going to keep this text for now. Click on save confirmation. We also have the option of viewing poll results by clicking on this link right here. And I went ahead and entered a poll a bunch of times just to have some data in here. And so we have super, selected, and good. Our option of other is not in here, but at least those two show up. I don't know why other isn't in there. So you can view the poll results here, or if you're back on the poll page, you can also just click on view results and you will see the poll results without actually filling out the poll itself. Let's say you want to have this poll in your sidebar. The way you do that is you head over to Appearance and then Widgets, and assuming your website has a sidebar in place, like this little widget area here, we have a poll widget from Gravity Forms. Gravity Forms poll widget, we just drag and drop that into our sidebar. We can have a title. You select which poll you want. In this case, we only have one poll. It doesn't show any other form types except for a poll. So only show that. Display results. You can choose to display them or not. And then click on save. We have to go to a post for this to work. So let's open up a post. It's going to choose this one. It's going to be published. And it turns out this theme doesn't have a sidebar, but if it did, the poll would show up at the top of the sidebar because we had it set to the top of the sidebar, and it would work the exact same way as it works on this page. It would just be shrunk down a little bit. So instead of being 100% wide, it would be shrunk down, and it might look something like this in your sidebar, and it still works just fine. Choose one of those, click on submit. Poll results, so have bars that don't go as far, so it's going to adjust to the width of the sidebar, and even on mobile, like you see here, it adjusts to the width of the available screen. And that's really all there is to polls. And you can have as many questions as you want in a poll. The most effective ones usually have one or two. It's often better to do, if you're doing like a webinar with a bunch of polls, it's better to do multiple shorter polls than one long one. So a bunch of one question polls is usually the best practice for a webinar, because people just don't have the attention span. Even if you're still watching this video, you have a longer attention span than most people. So you have to cater to the average, and that's short attention spans. So keep your polls short if you want them to be effective. That's how we create polls with Gravity Forms. I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below the video. If you haven't done so yet, hit subscribe, then hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And next up is clicking one of these videos that popped up on the right-hand side, or just keep cruising along in this Gravity Forms playlist. And until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.